Hey, fellow ham radio operators, this is Scott, K7GSG from portablehamradio.com. I am doing a video today on portable emails using Winlink and portable ham radio. And so we're going to get started and telling you everything you need to know to be able to get this set up so you can take your email and do portable operations. So what you need, the very first thing that you need is you need to have your favorite portable ham radio or ham radio handheld. You can use a mobile rig, you can use a base station, whatever you want to use that's portable that you want to do that you can use to send this. You want to need a laptop or a tablet that's running Windows 7 or later that has a USB port. You need a Tigertronic Signalink, USB with the cable for your handheld or portable ham radio. If you're going to use your handheld radio and it already has a built-in TNC, then you don't need the Signalink. And you'll also need the SoundModem Software by UZ7HO. And again, if you already have a built-in TNC in your handheld, you're not going to, you don't need the software installed on your laptop or tablet. And then you need to have Winlink installed on your Windows laptop or tablet. Next, why do you want to use portable email? Well, let's say that you're on a CERT team and you want to use it for emergency communications. You can be able to send Winlink messages and email messages back and forth to different teams, different organizations. You may be having your wind sill assessments is a good thing for emergency communication. You go out and you're collecting the data of different places that have damage done to them, buildings or other infrastructures, and you might want to send that whole report back as a Winlink message to an EOC or to another agency. Let's say you're in the field, a team for emergency communications, and you're working with an EOC, then you can be able to send, be out there in a setup location, and then people could be giving you information you send back to the EOC. Then you can send Winlink messages this way too. Or you can use it for message traffic for events held in the wilderness. For example, the Bigfoot 200, which is an endurance race that goes through the mountains. I've actually participated in this when we use Winlink. And the reason why I'm suggesting this portable email this way is that if you've got a large amount of data that you need to send, it gets very cumbersome to do by voice and when you're doing voice traffic. So being able to send it by a Winlink message, it makes it a lot easier and it's more concise, and then you have a record of what you've sent. All right, so now you need to find the correct Signalink USB. And so you can go to the Tigertronics website, and to find it, if you can use this link right down here, it's in your Tigertronics and it's a file, and it's the USB product guide for Signalink, and you'll find that on their website. And you go and grab that, and then you can go and find your radio. It's listed down there. It'll tell you exactly the Signalink you need to buy, and it's all the correct jumper modules and everything, or the settings that it needs, and it has a cable that'll come with it. Now, Winlink, when it sends it to you, it doesn't come with jumper modules. It comes with jumper wires. And so if you want to go ahead and save time of not having to go and figure out how to put the jumper wires in and get your needle nose pliers and do it, you can spend the $10.95 and you can just slide that right in there, and I'll actually show a video of how to do that coming up here. But so then you want to make sure you get the right Signalink for your radio. Next, you need to go and download the SoundModem software by UZZHO. This is the software that's going to be the modem that's going to run the TNC and the Signalink. And so here's the URL to go and download the SoundModem software, and you need the SoundModem 105.zip. It's been upgraded. It used to have a different version. It was a 97A, but you want to use the most recent version of SoundModem, and that's all you need to do to get set up with portable email, all the equipment, everything you need to set up and to do portable email. Now I'm going to show you coming up next in the video of how you actually set all this stuff up and connect it so you can send out your first messages using Winlink and portable email. You need to remove the front of the Signalink to gain access to it, and you need a 3/32 Allen wrench to be able to remove the bolts from this. Once you get the front screws removed, all you need to do is just slide this unit out right here. And as you can see right here is the jumper module. And all you need to do is just pop this up like this, and then you can put whatever jumper module you want. I need to go and put in the jumper module for the HT. This is right now for my desktops. I mean my Yaesu FT-857 and other Yaesu radios. So I need to go now and put in the HT jumper module, and it's really easy. You just snap it in. You need to make sure you line up this circle right there with this at that same size. You see it's got the hole right there that shows you right there perfectly, and you put that in, and then all you have to do is just slide this right back in like that. Signal length, put in your screws, and you just change the jumper module. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our Signalink is plugged in and working correctly. Plug in the USB cable into a USB port on your computer. Then go down here in the bottom and see where it says the start right there. Right click on that, the Windows logo. Bring up Device Manager. What I see right here. We're going to go and check under Sound, Video, and Game Controllers to make sure the USB codec isn't plugged in. And the signal, this is the signal link right here. If I unplugged it, it would disappear. But if you see USB codec, you know your signal link's plugged in and working. So once we get that done, we're going to go over here to, and we're going to launch SoundModem. You see right there, I have SoundModem 1.05. I'm going to launch that, and it comes up. This is what you see when it first comes up. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to go to Devices. So Devices is where we're going to hook up the signal link to the SoundModem software. And as you see, there's a drop down of different things. Yours might be not set up to the USB codec right off the bat, but you want to click the drop down and choose that for both the output and input devices, one for speakers and one for microphone, and that's set up. And once you do that, make sure that the checkbox for signal channel output is checked, also for color waterfall and stop waterfall and minimize. Really important, this is the most important part right here, is to make sure that the KISS server port is enabled. It's always defaults to 8100, which is exactly right. Go ahead and make sure that's checked, because this is how we're going to hook the sound modem up to the to Winlink. And so once you've got all those things set, don't need to change anything else. We're right out of the box perfect. Click on OK. Last thing we're going to do is go over here to modems. We're going to go and always use the A modem right here, and pretty much everything's already set right out of the box default. You don't need to change anything. Go ahead and click on default settings, let that set. Make sure that these two boxes right here are checked, because KISS optimization is something we're going to be using. Again, that's what we're going to use, KISS, when we hook up to Winlink, and also the non-AX25 filter set. And it usually defaults to this right here, the 1200 baud modem. We want to make sure that's set like that. Once you do that, click on OK, and the sound modem is all set up and configured and ready to be set up with Winlink. All right, now we're going to set up and connect the sound modem to Winlink. So we're going to go ahead and open up Winlink. I'm not going to go through the installation of Winlink or anything that's set up with this. I'm assuming you've already got it set up. You've already entered that information. That's not what this video is about. It's about going ahead and setting up your Winlink to sound modem. So we're going to choose Packet Winlink, because this is what for when you're doing FM Winlink messages, you'll use Packet Winlink. Then we're going to, after we choose that, we're going to click on Open Sessions right there. And you see this is the Winlink session right here screen. And you already see it's defaulted over to handling KISS over TCP/IP port 80. And that's because I've already had this set up. But I'm going to show you what the setup. You want to hit Settings right here. And then what you want to do is you want to come back here and you want to make sure you use KISS right here. As you remember, we clicked over on the other side when we were setting up sound modem that we wanted to have KISS enabled, and also making sure that KISS optimization was set up. And that's the reason why, is this is how we set it up, and then we're connecting it through KISS through sound modem to Winlink here. We leave everything set the same. It defaults to normal TCP. And so if you remember, the port number over on for the KISS server was 8100. And see, that connects right here. This is the same as what that is. And this 127.000.1 is your computer. It's your personal computer. It doesn't need to be changed. Make sure that 1200 baud is set, because that's what type of modem we're going to have. If you remember, when we said we're setting up sound modem, we chose 1200 baud. All these right here just leave the same. You do not need to change them. It's all set up right out of the box. Make sure you click Enable IP polling. You do that and we'll be all set. Once we click Update, now Your Sound Modem and Winlink are all connected. Now we're ready to create our first Winlink message to be able to send. Okay, now we're ready to send our first Winlink message. So Winlink is all set up, ready to go. When you come over here and click on Message, and then click on New Message. And what you're going to do, this is the new message screen right here. And we're just going to do a real brief, simple message. We won't talk about any of the other stuff. That could be another video. But right now, it'll default to the call sign. Your call sign set up here. It's sent as a Winlink message. And so it always defaults to this. And this is what you want to use for your first message. You're going to go to a CMS station, or you're going to send something out to someone that already has a regular email address. And so right there, it's all set up. And so we'll make sure Winlink message is set. And then we need to address it. So you can have a 2 box set up. You can already set up contacts if you want to come up and set these different people. You see some of my people that I send emails to. But what I'm going to do is just I'm going to send it to myself. So Outlook. So you can send this to, if you're sending this to a Winlink operator who's already got it set up, all you need to do is type in their call sign. If you want to send it to an email address, just type in the email address, because I'm going to use a CMS station that's connected to the internet that can then send it to any email provider. And so I'm just going to say test message right here. Okay, so now I've got that all set up. So to do this right, you need to always take any message you get done and post it to the outbox. And what the outbox is, just think of it as a queue of all the messages that it collects up that you want to send. It doesn't send them automatically or do anything. You actually got to pile them up into here. Once you get that done, then you're going to come over here and click on Open Session. When you do that, everything's set up, ready to go. But what you need to do is choose the station that you want to send this email to, the CMS station. And so that's what this channel selection's for. When you first time load up Winlink, this may not be set up. So you always want to go and make sure you've set up your call sign. Your grid square over in the settings, and uses 6 characters of it. And then what it does is it goes and finds all the stations within 100 miles of your grid square. So you can click on update the table via internet. You should do that the very first time. Then you can go down here and choose whatever you feel the best station is. And as you can see right here, there's some on 222 megahertz. There's some on, and then there's the ones on 2 meters, and then there's even some on 70 centimeters. So you just choose whatever station, whatever frequency you're going to use. I'm going to use this one right here, the W7AUX-10. I know this works and it's up and running right now, so I'll just double click on that. And if you noticed, it says right here, attention, set the packet radio frequency to 145.05 megahertz. So you need to make sure this is set on your radio to be exactly the same so it lines up. If it's not set up that way, it's not going to work. This is just telling you where they're located. You have to physically go and set the frequency on your radio or it will not work. Once you got all that set up, then just go ahead and right here, before we get started, I'm going to show you got the Sound Modem up. You can actually see the waterfall as it comes and does its information, and also all the different things that Winlink sends out when it does it. So I'm going to hit start once I got it all ready to go. And there it goes. And it's connecting. You see right there, and now it's showing you the same thing here, the different Winlink commands here. It's showing me the session window. Now it's going. It won't take very long. And you see right here, here's the waterfall of it transmitting back and forth, sending signals and receiving them. That's what the waterfall shows you here. And then it comes up and comes back and says sent. And then the number 1 message. I will let you know that, as you see right here, my messages was encoded, so I can't see it. But what happens is that once you have other things, if someone else goes out there and starts sending to this Winlink station, and you're on that same frequency, you'll be able to see what they're doing and who's actually talking to who. This is not a bad thing to do to see if a Winlink station's up. You can actually go over and set the frequency of one of these stations up here. You can go ahead and set it up here, and then you can come and see it working and making sure that the station's up and working that you want to use. And so that's how you send your very first Winlink email using FM packet Winlink. All right, now remember on our Winlink message that I sent out, I wanted to send it to myself, and I did. As you see, I sent it to K7GSG@outlook.com, and here it is. My test message to myself. This is the one that we sent earlier. As you see, it recorded, it came in just fine. So this is proving that you can send Winlink emails to anybody that has a valid email address. All right, next up, I want to show you about sending messages peer-to-peer. And this is a little bit different. When you come and set this up, you want to go ahead and set this up to peer-to-peer right here. You do want to go and put in the email address, the call sign of the person you send it to. This is not going to be going to a CMS station. You're going to send this directly to another user who is using Winlink. So if I just want to do my buddy, Creed, K7KPK, I just type this in. I go test P2P message, and then fill out whatever you want for your message right here. Come up. I'm not going to really send this one. So in here it is. So once you get this done, it's really important that you send as a peer-to-peer message. If you don't set this, it will not send. No matter what you do, it won't do it. So sometimes if you're having problems and you're trying to send peer-to-peer or Winlink, go and check this and make sure that it's set up correctly. So once you get that done, you go ahead and you post the outbox. So it's all set up right here. Now, what you want to do is you need to change your session though for this time. So what you're going to do is you need to change to packet P2P. This is packet peer-to-peer. Then you come over here and you open your session. And then what's really important to do is that you need to go in and type in the call sign of the person you're sending it to so it knows what to do. And so once you get this set up, as you can see right here, I'm set up packet peer-to-peer. Everything just works exactly the same as the other one does. You need to make sure that you and your person who you're sending to are on the exact same frequency. So choose whatever it is on 222 megahertz, on 2 meters FM, 70 centimeters FM, whatever frequency you use, make sure you're exactly the same one. And when you hit start, these two stations will start talking to you, set up, going back and forth, working just like it did with the regular CMS station. And this is the way that you can send emails directly to peer-to-peer to other people. You can do this, maybe you're doing this between different CERT teams. You can send it that way to the different people there, to an EOC. You can be able to put in their address here. You'd want to use this when you're sending it from, let's say, out in the field to an EOC, because they are not a CMS station. So there you want a peer-to-peer message. And so you want to set that up and do it. And then once you get all set up, you hit start and it'll start going through the same process as the other one and it will send your message. And so that's how you send a peer-to-peer message. All right, here's just a few things I wanted to talk about when you're setting up using portable email with a handheld. Right here, you can see I've got my BTECH UV5X3, which is a tri-band radio. When you get this set up, I suggest that you can use the antenna, another antenna put in there directly, but I suggest you use a different antenna, maybe one that you can string up on a tree. And then I got this adapter cable you can see right here that connects to the top of the handheld radio, and then you can plug in whatever antenna you want to do that, because that's really important to do, because you want to make sure you get a really good signal. Make sure too, I found out with these radios that sometimes you might have to turn the squelch all the way off. As you see right now, I got the green light that's showing that it's receiving a signal, because I got the squelch turned all the way off, because sometimes the radios have a hard time not connecting. It kind of doesn't connect. If the signal's weak, it might cut out, and so you might not get the whole signal. So if you turn the squelch off, you always make sure that it's breaking squelch on this. And one of the things that's kind of important with the Signalink itself here is when you set this up, when you do it with the SoundModem here, you can adjust your RX volume here. You don't want the waterfall to be totally yellow or gone out, because you won't really see much. Sometimes that happens when the squelch is all the way up, but you want to turn this down right here and you can see the waterfall come up. On the delay switch right here, you want this always set to nothing. Just set it right down to the bottom right here, and because you don't want any delays on this. On the transmit side, you can turn this all the way up or maybe down a little bit, but this is the signal strength that's coming out of what you're transmitting. So sometimes if you're not getting up, you might start right up in the middle, right at the top in the middle, and then adjust it. Because if you're not making connection stuff, turn this up all the way, and then you might be able to get a better, stronger signal out. Same with the receive. This is how much receive volume you're getting in. So you need to play with this to make sure that you get your radio so it's working correctly, so that you can get out there and make connections with the station you're trying to connect with. Also, to make sure when you turn on your radio, turn it up all the way. Turn up the volume to 100% on this. It's just the best way to do it. So it's making sure it's receiving everything and it's all set up. And you see right here, this is my the cable that will plug in the back of the Signalink that hooks to my radio, and then I just plug the Signalink in to the computer with the USB port, and away it goes and it works. So this is just a brief introduction on how to set up your handheld with the Signalink. And here is my portable ham radio email setup.